Welcome to Spooky History. In today's episode, we're looking at the Black Pyramid of Liverpool. The pyramids. The words probably conjure up images of Giza, presided over by the Great Pyramid, the tallest building in the world for almost 4,000 years, and the only one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world still in existence. Or maybe you thought of Mesoamerica and the Great Pyramid of Cholula, commonly considered the largest monument ever constructed anywhere in the world. Or maybe you thought of the titchy 15-foot tall one in Liverpool. Yes, though the more famous ones dominate the landscape, pyramids are actually indigenous to many countries, both ancient and modern. From Mesopotamia to Sudan, from Nigeria to China, from India to Spain, from Indonesia to Canada, many countries have mastered the art of putting things on top of other things in a way which doesn't make the top thing fall off, leading some to suspect that all these similar-ish structures must be due to aliens. Some of these pyramids, such as the 27-metre-high Roman pyramid of Cestius or the Meta Romuli, must indeed be partially due to some sort of cultural cross-pollination, though entirely terrestrial in nature. Though a simple geometrical shape, the manpower, will and strength involved capture the imagination, whether you are a Roman citizen seeing Egypt for the first time or a Victorian caught up in antiquity fever, or maybe you just liked the shape. Whatever the reason, William Mackenzie was not the first man to be buried in such a monument, nor would he be the first to have supernatural tales ascribed to him. William Mackenzie was born in 1794 to the northeast of Liverpool, near the town of Nelson. He began his professional life as a weaver, but quickly entered into civil engineering at the age of 17, first on canals, when he worked on the Leeds-Liverpool Canal as a lock carpenter in 1811. After more than 20 years of experience of canal and bridge projects, Mackenzie transferred his skills over to railway work in the 1830s. With his partner Thomas Brassey and later brother Edward, his company had emerged as the largest contracting firm in the world by 1840, building much of the French railway network as well as fulfilling other contracts in Britain, Belgium and Spain. These made him immensely wealthy. Mackenzie was able to maintain offices in Paris as well as in Liverpool, and by the time of his death he had amassed a personal fortune of £341,848. Very specific. But the equivalent to 42 million today. This might not be "I think I'll go into space this weekend" types of money, if only because Jules Verne and H.G. Wells lied to me about the capabilities of 19th century technology, but it was definitely "I think I'll build a 15-foot granite pyramid" types of money. Of course, another element not to overlook to fulfill this lifelong dream is to, well, you kind of need to be dead. William Mackenzie achieved this in Liverpool on October 29, 1851, and was then buried in the graveyard of St Andrew's Church, Rodney Street, Liverpool, in the 15-foot-high black pyramidal tomb he is known for. So far, so good, but you don't get into spooky history by being good. By all accounts, Mackenzie was an incorrigible gambler, and it was this pastime of his that would define his afterlife and legacy. Legend has it he once played a game of cards with the devil, putting his own soul on the table, metaphorically, when he said that, if he lost the next hand, Satan would get his soul when he was laid down dead. Maybe Mackenzie was bluffing. Maybe he was that confident in his hand, and hey, every hand is a winning one for someone at the table. But unfortunately in this case it wasn't Mackenzie. He lost the hand and therefore with it his soul. You've got to know when to hold 'em. You've got to know when to fold 'em. You've got to know when to walk away, and you've got to know when to run. But Mackenzie thought he didn't have to, because he could get out of it. Based on the particular wording of the promise, he figured that if he was never lying down dead, Satan would not be able to lay claim to his spirit. Immortality might be out of the question, but never lying down was different, and as a result, he was said to have been buried in his tomb seated at a table with a winning hand of cards, a royal flush in his bony fingers. However, he still didn't have the last laugh. Many locals have claimed to have encountered the vague form of a man dressed in 19th century attire close to the graveyard of St Andrew's Church, as night begins to fall. With Mackenzie's soul promised to be kept away from the devil, he had been unable to pass on into the afterlife either up or down. But if this is a real ghost sighting, it's probably not that of William Mackenzie, as there is tangible evidence that this story is untrue, starting with the actual inscription on Mackenzie's tomb. In the vault beneath lie the remains of William Mackenzie of Newby, Dumfriesshire, Esquire, who died 29th of October 1851, aged 57 years. Also Mary his wife, who died 19th December 1838, aged 48 years, and Sarah his second wife, who died 9th of December 1867, aged 60 years. This monument was erected by his brother Edward as a token of love and affection, AD 1868. The memory of the just is blessed. Clearly, he was buried beneath the pyramid, and if he hadn't been, it would have been a fast funeral, as he would have been left sitting in the open air for the 17 years after his death, as it wasn't until then that the pyramid was actually built. But if this inscription answers one question, it also raises another in its last line. The memory of the just is blessed. The memory of the just what, William? What did you just do? Did you just play a game with the devil and get entombed sitting down with a misleading inscription that was missing key words? Do I have to go to Rodney Street at dusk to ask you, or are you going to answer in the comments, William? Without missing out the big words this time, William. Interestingly, there are other similar tombs in the British Isles with similar tales attached to them. For example, Thomas à Becket's churchyard in Brightling, East Sussex, is home to a 25-foot pyramid dedicated to John Mad Jack Fuller, a local squire and politician. Fuller was said to have been entombed in the pyramid in full dress and top hat, seated at a table set with a roast chicken and a bottle of wine. This was proved incorrect, however, when in 1982 his tomb was reopened for renovation and he was found to be buried in the boring conventional manner. It seems that assuming someone was buried sitting down is just the most logical thing to occur to a British mind when they see a grave that isn't mostly horizontal. 15 feet? Oh, he must be sitting down. 25 feet? He must be sitting down wearing a tall hat. Say what you want about early archaeologists breaking into Egyptian tombs, but at least our history books don't currently have drawings of pharaohs buried standing up on the back of several elephants and wearing extremely big hats. William. Despite the words inscribed on Mackenzie's tomb, the legend of his upright interment is still believed by many to this day, which might also be due to his name, as Edinburgh also has a Mackenzie grave that is said to be haunted by its occupant. Whatever the truth of the matter, in his day, Mackenzie's company was the largest contracting firm in the world, but it is Mackenzie's ex-business partner, Thomas Brassey, who became best known of the railway contractors, while the name of William Mackenzie faded into obscurity outside of this local legend around his funeral arrangements. The memory of the just is blessed, but that of the weird is eternal. Today's topic was suggested by Hannah from Liverpool, so a big thank you to her, and if you have suggestions for future episodes, just pop them in the comments. I hope you enjoyed that episode of Spooky History. Hit the bell icon and subscribe to be notified each week, and support us on Patreon from just £1 a month at patreon.com/thenoisyghosts. Thank you for watching, and please do have nightmares. Goodbye. The Black Pyramid of Liverpool and the Devil's Card Game. Should I do the entire one like this?
Please don't.
Okay.
You will insult people from Liverpool.
Welcome to Spooky History. In today's episode, we're looking at the Black Pyramid of Liverpool. Alright, go back.